showing some pictures, okay? Film pictures. As you can see here, let me see if I can put in this camera. Pictures, okay, of the kids when they were little. And back in the days, yes, we did have cameras, but they were big. And to be honest, we did not record that much. We took more pictures than videos. That's why we're gonna show some of these pictures that we have. And also we have some digital pictures that I'm gonna be showing to them so we can see the reaction. So we're gonna start with a few photos that we have here from our
you have to hide them better.
Okay.
awesome traveling, but don't look here.
What year was this?
Oh, I don't know. You guys
well, no, I'm not gonna know the year.
Assorted.
No,
So
but that's the
basically-
one. That's only one cruise.
So
That's
basically what we're doing is we're going to kind of take you back to some of our travels so you guys can kind of get a feel of where we've been, what we've done, and also kind of just get you guys to learn a little bit more about ourselves. So that's
Alright, so I'm going to be showing, let me see if I can put in this camera.
Or you can put it here.
You put it here.
Oh, you can put it there?
Ready?
Okay.
Okay, ready? So this is the first one.
I can't see it.
And then it's going to be on the screen.
Okay. And you guys
That
start.
is
That's in Castaway Cay.
Castaway Key.
Or K.
Key.
Whatever. I'm right here. Rick is right there.
That's me.
Gabby's right there. Mom's right there.
And Dad's getting a picture.
Yeah. I think this was the first and last time we took a picture at these things because I don't
That was on the 7-day
ever
cruise.
remember taking the
I'm
picture.
pretty sure that was the 7-day
That was a
cruise.
7-day cruise.
The fantasy. I think so.
Mhm.
That was a really fun time. Oh my
That
gosh,
was-
you were so tiny.
That was
Everyone
probably
so
my favorite cruise.
That was not my
Right.
favorite cruise.
tiny. Rick was like,
That cruise was that cruise wasn't made. It was pretty fun.
I
it
like
wasn't
that
my
because
favorite.
it was like the most days.
it was most days, and we're planning on
Doing
hopefully
another one.
Doing it
going
again.
to another one for this girl's 15th birthday.
Mhm.
But in a few years, hopefully.
Okay, I'm going to look for it now. I'm going to try to do one film, one digital, okay?
Okay,
So
that's fine.
you guys, I'm going to look for it
You keep going.
and I'll tell you when was it.
Is this it? I don't even know where
We don't know
it is.
Is it
Yeah,
at a
where's,
restaurant?
Don't-
It is a restaurant.
It is
Where?
I
Which
don't
one?
know what you need to touch.
No,
Guys,
why touch it?
I wanted to see the restaurant more. I'm sorry. Where is it?
You tell me.
Thank you.
Forward.
I don't know where it is.
Where was this?
I don't know where this
So
is.
this is where they need the parents' help. It's in Naples when we were
Oh.
just recently moved to Naples, and I believe it was my birthday, or just a night.
I think it was a night out.
Yeah, this
Night out that we
out.
went to eat.
Yeah.
So I think Karina there was...
I think if we just moved to Naples, then I probably was like 6.
Okay,
And then
alright. So Rick is
Yeah, that
probably
makes me
6.
that makes me 6.
And Gabriela was probably 2 or 3.
2 or 3 months.
2 or 3 months.
months.
She was months there.
Not months.
Months? No
Yeah,
way.
she
That
was.
was too big.
7
Okay.
months.
7, not 2 or
Probably.
3 months.
Wait, let's talk about that. So we lived in South Florida for most of our life.
Our
but
entire life.
entire life, but not entire because
Isn't Naples is still South Florida?
I don't know. If it's,
Southwest.
I don't know if it's
Southwest, yeah.
Yeah,
It's still
okay.
south.
But then for all of my elementary school, so that for most of it was 5 years. We lived in Naples, which is on the west coast of Florida.
That's where I grew up.
Naples is
And
great.
Yeah.
Naples is great, but we
Naples
love
is elite.
South
Okay.
Florida better.
So
Or
I'm gonna look
this
for another
side.
one.
Yeah.
And actually that was around 2007.
2007.
And
So
I
I
have
was
the,
here. I was 6. You were 5.
yep. And I have the date here. It's November 27, 2007.
I was 6. I was.
Oh, it's my birthday.
Wait, what was it?
November 27th. You don't know.
2000.
2007.
So how
Mommy was
old
like,
is
I
that?
think we were celebrating a
That means
birthday.
I was.
Thank you. I
I
was right.
was.
Celebrated it at.
7.
No,
Because it's past the 8.
You were 7 in 2007, Rick?
Oh no.
No.
You're getting in my bag.
You're 6, son.
Okay.
Alright, so, okay. Can I look away until I find one that I want?
but I think you're gonna do a film now.
Well, that's right. I said I was going to do film. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. No, not that one. Okay, film. Right here.
That was
That was the same
Jamaica.
crew.
Yeah, same
But it
cruise.
was Jamaica.
Uh-huh.
Jamaica.
But
That was
where?
Jamaica.
We
No,
went to Jamaica.
Show it so
where-
they can see it.
Where, what is that called?
Dun
It's
River-
Don
River
River
Falls.
Falls.
That was the best day ever.
Me,
That was my
Mom,
favorite day on the
Gabby,
cruise.
Rick, and then Dad.
I think that's the most adventurous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
so
That was
fun.
it was
Because you
very
have to
dangerous.
climb up on.
Yeah, it was also
Either
very
that
waterfall.
or going down Santorini.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh yeah,
That was-
We'll get to that.
That was dangerous.
Just wait.
We'll get to that later.
That's like a whole story time though.
So yeah, this picture that you guys saw is in Jamaica. When we went to Jamaica, and like my wife said, the most adventure
It was fun.
a day that we had. I was a little afraid of scared of my kids because they have never ever been to a mountain or an island. So it was
island. We've been to Puerto Rico before. Then
well,
We
you
were small.
they haven't been
I
to
was-
Puerto Rico.
I did.
I remember jumping off a waterfall.
They
in
did.
Puerto
I
Rico.
didn't. I was
They
in
went to
Hawaii.
Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Yes.
I
When
was-
your mom passed away, all of them went. That was before.
Okay.
We're all too close. Back up.
When all of them were together in an island,
I
in a
remember
mountain.
we
Okay,
went to a
so
waterfall in Puerto Rico, right?
You can't crop them out because I'm
that's
sitting
okay.
there.
You guys remember when that was?
That was I don't know when. I know that was in Aquatica.
Yeah, I don't remember one, but in Aquatic,
Mhm.
yeah.
Bro, my outfit choices.
And that's what I
are
said.
not-
I was like, look at Nina's bathing suit.
Back when
They're
I
honestly weird.
I was so modest when I was younger. I'm
You're
still
wearing a
very
skirt.
modest, but like
You're wearing a skirt.
I'm wearing a skirt. I know.
No, it was not a skirt. It was back then. That was in. It was tight little shorts underneath the tiny little skirt.
Back then, that was in, y'all. Okay. Gabrielle's wearing a princess bathing
Makes
suit.
sense
She's
for
with the
her.
fashion. It makes sense.
She's
Rick is
tripped
just
out.
Rick
I'm
is
just posting.
flexing.
Yeah, I think that's
All up.
probably the last time we wore.
It's like, okay. Don't say that. Rick's gonna be mad.
All right, now we're gonna go to the other one.
That's funny. Bro, is this the same? This is the same.
I
No,
remember-
it's not. That's a
No,
different
no,
cruise.
no. This is
You
You
the
look
first
older,
one.
bro.
My makeup.
You're wearing makeup?
Yes.
Why you only focusing on you? Look at
Okay,
her
well,
picture.
anyways,
Yeah.
this is a picture. This was in Enchanted Garden. Outside of it.
restaurant.
I was going for obviously a 4th of July look with that navy and red. Gabriella, you're so tan. I'm tan.
I know. I'm
tan and skinny and very
Perfect.
skinny.
But we are on a cruise. So.
Rick obviously didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, facts. I was
He
lost.
didn't- he was very
I
lost.
was in a different world.
Mommy is stunning as always. Look at her.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. But my hair was very, very long.
I had bangs.
I had bangs too, which was not
Not a good
These
choice.
things ever a good choice.
not,
Not
a good choice.
Not for us.
Not exactly. Some people can pull it off,
Not us.
not us. But yeah, yeah, my makeup doesn't look good there. I think I just put eyeshadow and that was so bad. Oh,
I remember that purse was really scratchy and it was set to that dress.
because the dress has look at
The
the material
material.
of the dress is like
Or better.
the material of the dress is
And that purse
not
was-
like straight. It's like
yeah,
like
and the
with
purse was like
lace.
scratchy and glittery, and it would stick to the dress, and I would like, I don't know why.
Yeah, facts.
Okay.
That was
You guys remember what year was that?
no.
No.
2000 and...
It was it the dream?
No.
I don't know. I feel like it was 2000. I was
11?
11,
12?
12 or 13.
2012?
12 or 13, I think.
Is this?
That was a 4 day, right?
That was a dream, yeah.
Yes.
Alright, what about the picture you have in the
North
script?
Carolina.
North Carolina.
I don't remember that.
I remember this trip so vividly just
I
because
don't.
we were driving a lot and I watched the whole Star Wars series on the ride. I remember that. I watched all of it. And that's when I watched Star Wars at that age, which I was very young to watch Star Wars, but it's
I
fine.
don't think so. You were like what? How old were you?
Like
I remember going
Yeah,
up
I
a
like
ski thing. when I was
Yeah.
kids.
We
That
went-
was
I
cool.
remember. I don't remember.
So this is Gothenburg.
Is this Gatlinburg? Or
Yes.
North Carolina? Okay.
Yes.
North Carolina.
So Gatlinburg's in Tennessee. So we were at
Yes.
We were at the Smokies.
Is this
Yeah.
The
Christmas?
Smoky Mountains.
Is this
The cabin
Christmas?
in the cabin. And this was
Oh.
Christmas.
Oh, this
time.
was Christmas.
I remember that cabin. That cabin was fire.
It was
Yes.
actually really cool.
Yeah.
It was actually a big house.
It was
Yeah,
a
that
big
was like a
house.
mansion.
All
type
of,
thing.
Because we had
16.
15, 16 people with us. So
Uh-huh.
it was like us, and then it was also mom's like family,
seven.
like,
Okay.
her siblings, like our aunts and uncles.
We did Christmas with
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a long time ago. When we used to do Christmas.
them. Now it's Thanksgiving.
We just moved holidays. It's fine. But yeah, that was a fun time. Gatlinburg was fun.
I guess.
I mean,
It was.
That was fun.
It was.
because
It
that was the first time we saw snow. Very
Not
true. I remember.
snowfall.
No, we
Just
still. I
snow.
still haven't seen snow.
Still have not seen snowfall.
We went.
We did one of the days
No.
on one of
Yeah,
the mountains.
I mean, I can't speak because I don't remember.
Carmilla, she's lost. She doesn't remember.
Bro, she's looking at her gloves, my guy. Oh my god. She's still figuring out colors.
Rick, you're posted though.
I am big posted.
Yeah.
Indeed, I am posted.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna show this. I know you guys are not remember, but I want to show it.
Well,
anyways,
we're there.
because
We
it's
remember.
about
Food,
food. So
which is one of the things we
All right.
love.
Okay.
These
there's
are
3.
dishes
So no,
from
I want
Remy.
the you take that one.
Yes, right, Rick.
Disney.
Very good.
It's
You can
Remy
tell-
because of the place.
Oh, okay.
The
good.
plate.
We've never been to Remy, so we don't know.
Oh,
Okay,
but-
wait. You guys haven't. That mommy.
Mom and
and
Dad.
Mommy,
Yeah.
why don't you
Why
guys
don't you
talk
touch
Talk to us,
about
talk
more
about
on this subject?
well,
I think this is not Remy. This is
No, that's
That's-
Remy.
They're all Remy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. What was this?
That was a salad. That's their fancy
That's
salad.
That's so fancy. Oh my gosh.
Let me see.
I
okay.
think this is what is
Is
this?
this a salmon?
That looks good.
This is a fish. This is a fish.
Fancy
Okay.
salad.
A fish.
Mm-hmm.
Remy is one of on the Disney cruise. There's 2 fancy adult restaurants that is 18 and older. We've never been.
Yes.
So yet, because for Hurricane Day
They're
we'll be
probably
going.
gonna go.
But we will.
Definitely.
That's
fine.
But our parents, every time that we can go on a cruise, they will have a day of or a night, a day
And
alone to
Nina
themselves.
would watch.
They will either go with
watch
Remy or
Disney
Paulo.
So we usually either go to Palo or we go to
Remy.
Remy. Okay.
Remy is French cuisine.
I
right?
think which
And
one?
Palo's
Palo's
Italian.
Italian.
What do you prefer? Which
They say
They
Paulo's
say
better.
Palo's, but you guys
But
say
Remy's
Palo's.
desserts
Remy
are
No.
is dessert.
Palo, I do the dessert anytime.
Oh, but Remy's food
Remy
is
is the food. It's
Yeah, I
just
think Remy-
so delicious and so unique. Like you would never
Oh,
try.
yeah, because it's
things
like,
like that.
it's like unique because of like the mouth, like it's like based on the mouth, so it's like
Yes.
are the portions smaller just because of the
Yes, they are
They are
small.
very
Yeah.
small.
But
Isn't that
just don't, because you look at the portion being small. You know, when I look at that, I told to my wife, I say, I'm not gonna get full with this. We're gonna have to go to Cabana. And by the time we finish, between the 5 course,
8 course.
eight
It was
course
an 8 course
plus other French baguettes, it was a fulfilling.
and
So
the
they got
cleansers because they give you cleansers in
Yes.
between.
So it was real good, real good.
Ava.
Oh, I'm gonna show this one
Oh god.
because I love it.
Yes!
Yes!
Yeah, y'all
Look
see
at
this
him!
picture?
Look at his face!
Look how I was
Hard
looking.
focus.
Oh my god.
His face
Yo,
is
I was
so
ready
hard.
to catch a body or something.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you. Which
Well, that was
2010.
2010.
2000.
We went to the Star Wars in Hollywood Studio, Disney,
Yes.
and Rick liked it, Star Wars, so he did the line to fight
The bad guys.
Darth
Vader.
Vader.
Darth Vader.
All right.
I kicked that boy.
and he
He kicked the butt.
kicked
Kick
his
some
butt.
douche.
And that's one picture of Rick with his face. I love his face. It's
It's
like,
like mean mugging.
I was-
Look at
oh
him.
He
my
was like
God.
that all the time. Like he was really into the paper. He
Yes.
thought he was really fine.
He thought that
Yes.
Academy Award.
You remember that?
and this one, and then look at, let me see.
There's another one.
There's another one that he's,
Oh, that I remember which one you're talking
The
about.
one with the sword.
that
It's
he's,
so bad.
I don't know. He did something. He was doing something, and I would make him fun
that one?
for it. No.
Where's the one that he bends? Oh,
There
that one,
we
that
go.
one.
The squat.
The squat.
Y'all are really exposing me.
Wait, how old were you then?
I don't know. How was
Yeah.
what year is that?
2010.
20. I was
9
8
or
or 9.
8.
Depending on the.
8.
So
Why are you squatting
he
so
squat
long?
because
Because the guy was going with the sword.
he
He's
has
got
Rick
both.
got skills, you know.
Does have
Rick got
skills.
Indeed.
Alright.
Oh, we're going on cruises now.
Well,
Should I
that
do
tells you
some-
that we go to a lot of cruises.
This
Yes.
Shout out
I don't
Disney.
remember this.
Disney
probably.
give us a free cruise.
Disney has taken a lot of our money. Let's just say that.
Facts.
They want me now.
If I could get half of the money, we.
Alright.
That's reasonable.
That was more recent.
This is
Wow,
pretty-
this was very.
This is 2
2 years
years
Two
ago?
ago.
years ago.
It's pretty recent.
Not last year.
We went to
North
Carolina.
Was that North Carolina or Virginia?
I watched the
That's
entirety.
Virginia.
That was
Virginia. Oh yeah, Virginia.
Yeah, we drove. Okay, so we drove from Florida
To Virginia.
watch
to Virginia.
No, to
To
Washington.
Washington D.C. We stayed a
Back
night.
to
Then we went to Virginia.
Virginia.
We stayed like I
In
think
a
a night.
cabin.
And then
resort.
one of the days we went up to New York and for one day, and
New York
we
was
came
the
back.
highlight of that trip.
Yes, we love New York.
Even though we woke up at 4 o'clock
We
in the
literally
morning.
woke up, didn't stay.
Oh.
We drove to New York. How long was the drive?
From the place,
slept.
about 6 hours.
So about 6 hours. So we woke up at
4
4 in the morning to get,
Yeah.
or to get there around 9 to 10.
No, we got there like around 8. It was, the sun was coming out when we got to New York. I remember because
So
I
we
took
left
a
about 2
picture.
o'clock in the morning.
We left at 2
2 o'clock in the
No,
morning.
2 o'clock in the morning.
And we went to New York. We drove to New York. That was so much fun. It was freezing.
It was so cold.
On
I
that
was
trip,
probably very annoying.
no, on that trip, I watched the entirety of The Office, and it was great. That's all I did. The entirety.
I remember that. He
All
said
of
he
The
was doing
Office.
that.
I didn't know you finished it.
No, I finished it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, but
He kept
you
laughing.
guys moved all the way
I
to
didn't-
New York.
Can we focus on the picture?
Sorry.
Bro,
but New York
this
was
is-
fun.
This is right next to like a lake.
Wait.
That's- and we're all
This was
standing
so
on
pretty.
rocks.
This was at the resort, and it was
Yeah.
so pretty. I remember one day we went out and like explored, and I loved it. I loved it.
I didn't feel good that trip, but I remember this was the first day. Went out and we
was
found
good.
like a lake and a river, and we were
And, like, all
kind of
these
climbing
rocks. We were,
around
like-
the lake.
I don't
Hashtag
know,
adventures.
what's the word? Yeah.
Hashtag.
We were like
Facts.
adventurous. We were so cute.
Alright. Okay, guys.
Oh, that is
Ah.
Monte Carlo.
You screamed in
Fire.
That is Monte Carlo is amazing. I love
Fire.
Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was so
what year
fun.
was it?
This was
2016.
16.
2016.
It was my quince cruise.
Yes.
And
we
we
went
went,
to Europe.
like on a 15-day.
12 days.
12
Well,
day.
No, it was 15.
15
traveling.
altogether,
Traveling.
travel.
Yeah.
15
we went-
traveling.
We were in
It was
Barcelona.
a 12-day
We stayed in
cruise.
Barcelona
Yeah.
afterwards.
But
It
it
was
was a
12-day
15-day
cruise.
trip.
Yeah. And this was the first stop. So we stopped at. I'm
Monte
gonna pronounce.
Carlo?
No, we didn't stop at.
Where?
What is
What's?
Kane? It's not Cane's.
Time.
Cannes.
Cannes. I knew I was gonna mispronounce it. I didn't want to do that. We stopped at Cannes, and then we took a train to Monte Carlo, and that was
Monte Carlo was beautiful.
in Monte
It
Carlo.
was so fun. And then we went on this bus. Was it a double-decker bus? That was my favorite part of the trip. We went on a double, and then we
Bro,
were on the
my
top.
My man was speeding.
That's
What?
what made
If,
it
Monte,
fun.
if you know anything about Monte Carlo,
The roads
the
are like-
roads are this big, and half the time you're on a cliff. My man was about to like kill everyone on that bus, and like
That's
it
what
was
made it
so
fun.
bad.
And we're on the top, and it was so fun because we went on like under
And
bridges.
there's tunnels and everything, bro. And there's like hills inside the tunnel, so you don't know if you're gonna hit your head like on the top of the tunnel. And it's so
It was
bad. I got so
You
scared.
didn't like it, but I loved it.
No, there
I
was one
loved it.
point where we were like at the edge of a cliff, like the ocean was right there, and literally it was this small. And I was like,
We're gonna fall
we're
off.
gonna go that way.
You guys don't get it. That those people have experience doing
Yeah,
that.
I'm sure they do,
But
but like,
it was
still.
still like dramatic. It was still very like, oh gosh.
But the scenery was beautiful.
Yes.
Regardless of how we felt like we were about to go down the cliff.
It was so
nice.
pretty.
Very
I
nice.
love that.
I love Monte Carlo.
I think we should go back.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go back.